Imagine standing in a place where the wind howls so fiercely it can freeze your skin in seconds, where the ground beneath you is made of ice thicker than skyscrapers, and where the sun refuses to set for months on end. The Arctic and Antarctic are not just barren, frozen landscapes, they are realms of mystery, extremes, and phenomena that defy everything we know about the natural world. These polar regions hold secrets that challenge our understanding of life, time, and even the laws of physics. Take Antarctica, for example. Despite being covered in ice, it is technically the largest desert on Earth. A desert isn't defined by sand, but by how little precipitation it receives, and some parts of Antarctica have gone millions of years without a single drop of rain or snow. The air is so dry that if you left a piece of wood outside, it would never rot, it would just slowly freeze dry into a brittle husk. And yet, locked within this frozen wasteland is nearly 70% of the planet's fresh water. If all of Antarctica's ice melted, it would raise global sea levels by over 200 feet, drowning coastlines and reshaping the world map as we know it. Meanwhile, the Arctic has its own share of bizarre wonders. Compasses behave strangely here because the magnetic North Pole isn't fixed, it wanders unpredictably, sometimes drifting dozens of miles in a single year. Early explorers who relied on compasses often found themselves hopelessly lost, their instruments betraying them in this shifting magnetic landscape. Beneath the Arctic Ocean, there's another oddity, a phenomenon called the halocline, where layers of salt water and fresh water refuse to mix. Divers who pass through this invisible barrier describe it as stepping into a dream, where light bends and vision distorts as if the water itself is alive. Back in Antarctica, there's a place so eerie it looks like something from another planet. Blood Falls. This 5-story tall crimson waterfall pours from the tongue of a glacier, staining the ice a deep, rusty red. The color doesn't come from blood, but from iron-rich water that has been trapped beneath the ice for over 1 million years. When this ancient water finally reaches the surface and meets oxygen, it oxidizes, turning the same color as rust. Even more astonishing, scientists have discovered microbes thriving in this toxic, subglacial lake, proof that life can endure in conditions we once thought impossible. But if that's not strange enough, consider this. Deep beneath the Arctic ice, there are vast, hidden caves where the temperature is warmer than on the surface. Geothermal heat from underground volcanic activity melts the ice, creating secret passageways that few humans had ever seen. Explorers who ventured into these icy labyrinths have found perfectly preserved fossils, ancient plants, and even evidence of long-extinct creatures frozen in time. The wildlife in these polar extremes is just as extraordinary. Polar bears, the iconic kings of the Arctic, are technically marine mammals because they spend so much of their lives on sea ice. They're classified alongside whales and dolphins, the only bear species to hold that distinction. Down in Antarctica, the icefish has evolved in a way that seems impossible. It's the only vertebrate on Earth with no red blood cells. Instead, its blood is completely clear, and it survives thanks to natural antifreeze proteins that keep its body from turning to ice in the sub-zero waters. Time itself behaves differently at the poles. At the exact North and South poles, all time zones converge, meaning you could walk in a small circle and pass through every single time zone on Earth in under a minute. Scientists stationed there simply pick a time zone that's convenient, usually the one used by their home country. And then there's the sun. During the polar summer, the sun never sets, creating months of endless daylight. In winter, the opposite happens, total darkness for weeks on end. Imagine not seeing the sun for 6 straight months, living in a perpetual twilight where the only light comes from the stars and the shimmering auroras dancing across the sky. Human presence in these frozen lands has led to some unusual quirks. In the Arctic, there's a town in Finland called Rovaniemi, where Santa Claus has his own official post office. Every year, hundreds of thousands of letters from children around the world arrive here, and a team of dedicated elves makes sure each one gets a reply. Meanwhile, in Antarctica, the coldest place on Earth, there's a fully staffed fire station. It might seem ridiculous to worry about fires in a land of ice, but the dry air and hurricane force winds make flames spread with terrifying speed, forcing researchers to stay vigilant. Perhaps the strangest fact of all is that Antarctica is so otherworldly that scientists use it to simulate distant planets. NASA has tested moon rovers on its icy plains because the terrain mimics the surface of the moon. Some researchers even believe that beneath Antarctica's miles-thick ice sheets could lie hidden lakes and ecosystems, completely isolated from the rest of the world for millions of years. If life exists there, it could redefine our understanding of biology itself. The Arctic and Antarctic are more than just frozen wastelands, they are frontiers of the unknown. Places where the ordinary rules of nature don't apply. From upside-down rivers to caves of fire beneath the ice. These polar extremes remind us that our planet still holds mysteries we have yet to uncover. And who knows what else lies hidden in these frozen realms, waiting to be discovered by those brave enough to venture into the cold.
Hey there, if you're enjoying this video and appreciate the effort behind it, don't forget to like this video. It really helps the channel grow, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications so you never miss an update. Oh, and one more thing, share this video with your friends. Spread the love and support. Alright, now let's get back to the video. Let me know if you want any tweaks.